We have something that will warm you up because we are cooking up a storm with a chef who's making food for a very important cause. Also has a knack for really good pizza. You may recognize this guy, Billy Zerkat. Billy Z, the real Billy Z. He doesn't let his muscular dystrophy diagnosis stop him. Instead, it inspired him. And his pizza recipes have been featured at more than a dozen restaurants across Chicago to help raise money for the debilitating disease. So look who is here. The star is in the house. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me. Appreciate it.
We're going to make a tavern-style pizza, you call it?
I'm a born and raised Chicagoan, so we're going to take you to the south side where I grew up, and we're going to make you a classic sausage and giardiniera pizza.
Pizza? Why pizza? Why did this become your passion to cook?
So sports was initially my passion. I worked in sports media next door to ESPN Radio here in Chicago. I played basketball my entire life, and then about 10 years ago I started experiencing like weird balance issues and muscle weakness, and eventually 8 years later I figured out I got diagnosed with what's called limb-girdle muscular dystrophy. It's a very rare form of muscular dystrophy that I basically at 38 I had to really relearn how to live my life with a permanent disability and a disease that has no treatments and no cures. And so since I didn't have sports anymore, I joked that I traded my jersey in for an apron and started teaching myself how to cook and bake. Yeah, and I always wanted to get into pizza making just because I love the process. I like taking on a project from start to end, which this starts with water and flour and it turns into something beautiful. So
oh my goodness, does it ever. So you're going to dress up the pizza while you're here.
This is a dough that I already made ahead of time.
Homemade dough.
Yeah, homemade dough.
From scratch.
Sits in the fridge for about 3 to 5 days to get all nice and fermented, and yeah, it's a whole process. But again, it's something that I love doing. I just like seeing it through. I used to do like basically hype packages and hype audio for the Bulls, Bears, Cubs, Sox when I worked at ESPN.
Right.
So I love building things. And so this is just like an extension of it where I can, take something and make it my own.
I love that. But you know what? You have managed to raise a lot of money for the Muscular Dystrophy Association through pizza. How are you doing that?
So I created a pizza that I call the Tripping Billy because I lose my balance and fall because of muscular dystrophy. And I used that to raise funds and awareness for the Muscular Dystrophy Association by doing food collaborations around the city. The Tripping Billy has been featured at 16 pizzerias around the city. I've also done sandwiches. I've had my own beer. I've done it. I've done over 50 pop-ups in the past 2 years, and I've raised $50,000 for the Muscular Dystrophy Association by doing these.
Oh my goodness! All right, what are your new goals for Tripping Billy? What's next for Tripping Billy?
Well, Tripping Billy is I launched what I call the Tripping Billy Tour, where I bring it to different pizzerias.
Yes.
I have a very, very big announcement coming up. If you're in Chicago, tune in the ESPN Radio 1000 at about 12:30, and you'll find out where you can hear it. But I'm making Chicago pizza history with this one. It's a place that people will know, and it's be something they've never done before.
And of course that's with Carmen and Yurko.
Yep, Carmen and Yurko, ESPN 1000, my old workplace.
And I listen to these guys every day when I'm leaving work. All right, so this one that you're making, what is this one called?
So this is just a classic Chicago tavern-style pizza, Chicago thin. I just call it pizza. Tavern-style has become a name, but this is the pizza I grew up eating. So it's sausage, and then this is some giardiniera.
Oh, that's classic Chicago, right?
I joke that I'm a Jard influencer because I use it everywhere. This is from JP Graziano, the goat for Chicago giardiniera. So just get this on here. I also have my tomato sauce that I made already, and then
from scratch. Yeah,
from scratch. Everything from scratch except the cheese. And honestly, I probably would, but my fiance would get mad at me if I'm bringing cows into the house. But yeah, we got this in here, and then we'll finish it with a little Parmesan.
While you're doing that, I want everyone to know they can follow you on Instagram at The Real Billy Z.
Of course, The Real Billy Z on Instagram. I have a website now because it's 2024 and I decided to use a computer for the first time.
Good for you.
trippingbillyz.com. This would be launched into the oven, but for the sake of the segment
and the
power of TV, we have one that is
Fancy this.
all
I
ready.
can't believe you learned this at home. You've created this niche for yourself. I hope we see some of this with the Chicago Bears or something.
Oh,
right?
well, yeah, I mean, I did my pizza series, if you follow me on Instagram,
Yep.
called Chicago Squares, where I create a tavern-style pizza inspired by the Bears' opponent every week. So, you know, week 1, Green Bay, I'm making a Green Bay pizza. Week 2, it was Tampa. You know, I did a Tampa Bay Cubano pizza. So I've been doing that, and I garnered a lot of attention on social media for that. And
I'm eating.
yeah, get at it.
And you know what?
I gotta take a corner.
I know we have to wrap up.
Yeah, for sure.
But listen to Carmen and Yurko,
Yes.
ESPN 1000 today.
For sure.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me. Cheers.
To learn more about Billy's mission, please check us out, ABC7Chicago.com. The marathon continues.
As always.
Yes.
Let's
Thank
go.
you, Billy.
Thank you. Thanks, you. I don't know who that was.